Two people press their faces together, touch mouths, and somehow we decided that's one of the most romantic things a human being can do. Stop and look at it from the outside for a second. It's deeply strange, a behavior so universal we built holidays around it, wrote 1,000 years of songs about it, and treat it as the obvious finish line of falling in love. And almost nobody can tell you where it came from, when it started, or why it feels like instinct when it might actually be an invention. This is the story of the first kiss, not yours, the first one. And speaking of kissing, picture this. Two people leaning in, eyes closed, the world going quiet. And right at the last second, one of them pulls back and goes, "Wait."
Whoa, whoa! Did you subscribe yet?
And the other one goes, "No." And they both stop and stare at you. Because that's you haven't subscribed. So do it now quickly and they can get back to it. Go on, they'll wait. Okay, good. Now they're kissing again and we can keep going. Because here's the thing nobody tells you. The kiss is not nearly as natural as you think. It doesn't show up everywhere humans show up. For huge stretches of history, across entire continents, pressing your mouth against another person's mouth wasn't romantic. It was confusing. Sometimes it was disgusting. And the deeper you dig, the more it stops looking like an instinct and starts looking like something far weirder. A habit, an idea that spread. First, you have to understand there are two completely different things hiding inside the word kissing. The first is the parental kiss. Pressing your lips to a baby, a child, someone you're caring for. That one is close to universal. Across cultures that share almost nothing else, adults kiss infants. It's old, it's everywhere, and it may not even be uniquely human. The second kind is the romantic kiss. Lip to lip between partners. The thing the movies slow down for. And that one, it turns out, is the strange one. The mysterious one. The one with no clear origin. Because for a long time, people just assumed romantic kissing was everywhere. It felt so obviously human that nobody bothered to check. Then in 2015, a team of anthropologists actually checked. They went through the records for 168 different cultures around the world, looking for one specific thing. Evidence that people kissed romantically, lip to lip. You'd expect that number to come back near 100%. It came back at 46, fewer than half. In most of the cultures they sampled, there was no record of romantic kissing at all. Let that sink in. More than half the cultures ever documented looked at the kiss, and as far as we can tell, just didn't do it. That flips the whole question on its head. We're no longer asking, when did humans start doing the natural thing? We're asking something far more interesting. When and where? And why did some humans invent a thing the rest of the species never bothered with? So who skipped it? Not a few isolated groups. Whole regions came back essentially blank. Researchers across parts of Africa, across New Guinea, across the Amazon found people who had simply never been seen kissing romantically. It wasn't hidden. It wasn't there. And in some places, the reaction to the kiss wasn't neutral. It was disgust. The idea of taking the wet part of your body you eat with, full of spit, and pressing it against someone's face on purpose, and calling that love, struck a lot of cultures as genuinely unpleasant. One Amazonian group reportedly preferred to show closeness by biting each other's eyebrows, which, honestly, is not obviously stranger than what you do. It's just different, and the alternatives are wonderful. The one people lazily call the Eskimo kiss, pressing noses and faces together and breathing each other in, isn't a cute substitute for a real kiss. For the people who do it, it is the real thing. It's about scent and breath and closeness. And it does the exact same emotional job a kiss does for you without ever involving lips. Once you see that, the whole hierarchy collapses. There's no correct version of human intimacy sitting at the top. There's a kiss, a nose press, an eyebrow bite, and they're all walking through different doors into the same room. There's even a pattern in who kissed and who didn't. Romantic kissing showed up far more often in larger, more crowded, more complex societies. The ones with cities and classes and people living shoulder to shoulder. In smaller, simpler groups, It mostly didn't appear at all, which hints that the kiss might not be a raw biological given. It might be something that grows under specific social conditions, almost like a side effect of packing humans tightly together. So where's the oldest fingerprint? Here's the problem. Kisses don't fossilize. A stone tool survives for 2 million years. A kiss survives for about 2 seconds, then it's gone forever. No bone, no residue, nothing. So the first time a human ever did this is permanently invisible. What we can find is the first time somebody wrote it down, and that's older than you'd guess. Some of the earliest references come from ancient Mesopotamia, from clay tablets written thousands of years ago. And the kiss isn't introduced as some exciting novelty. It's just there, baked into the stories, the myths, the laws. Kissing as romance, kissing to seal a deal, kissing as a forbidden act between the wrong two people. By the time these people were writing, the kiss was already old news. The writing isn't the birth of the kiss. It's just the first snapshot of something already going on. And here's the wrinkle. We may not even be the only species that does it. Chimpanzees and bonobos press mouths together too. Bonobos especially, the easygoing cousins of the primate world, do something that looks startlingly like kissing, open mouths and all. They use it to make up after a fight, to reassure each other, to smooth over tension. It's not romantic, but it is mouth-to-mouth contact, deliberately used to manage relationships, which means the raw ingredient of the kiss, the urge to bring two faces together as a sign of trust, might be far, far older than humanity itself. Something we inherited, not something we invented. Okay, so let's say the impulse is ancient. That still leaves the biggest question. Why? What is a kiss actually for? There are a few theories, and the honest answer is they are probably all a little bit right at once. The first is about feeding. For most of human history, mothers chewed food and passed it mouth to mouth to babies too young for solid food. Intimate, lip to lip, tied to care and survival, repeated millions of times. Some researchers think the romantic kiss is an echo of that. The same motion, aimed at a different relationship. The second is the fun one. Chemistry. When you bring your face that close to someone, you are, without realizing it, sampling them. Your nose is centimeters from their skin, their breath, their scent. And buried in that scent is a huge amount of biological information. There's a real theory that the kiss is, at its core, a chemical interrogation. A way of getting close enough to unconsciously check someone's health, their hormones, even their genetic compatibility. So that weak in the knees feeling of a first kiss with the right person, that might partly be your ancient biology running a background scan and reporting back. This one's a good match. The third is the simplest. Bonding. When you kiss, your body releases a cocktail of chemicals tied to trust and attachment and pleasure. It lowers your guard. It glues two people together long enough to, in cold evolutionary terms, raise the next generation. And notice what's happening across all of these. Feeding, scent, bonding. None of them are actually about the kiss feeling nice. The nice part is the bait. Underneath it, the kiss is a piece of machinery for getting two humans close enough to share information and build a bond. Now here's the part the greeting cards leave out. The kiss was never only sweet. For most of its history, it was about power. Go back through the ancient and medieval world, and you'll find kisses given to show submission. Kisses on the hand, the ring, the foot, the floor in front of someone more powerful than you. The lower you were, the lower on the body you kissed. Affection had almost nothing to do with it. And famously, a kiss could be a weapon. Closeness turned inside out, used to mark someone for betrayal. The only reason a betraying kiss hits so hard in the oldest stories is that everyone already understood the kiss was supposed to mean trust. You can only weaponize a symbol that strong. And then there's the dark part. The kiss has always been a superhighway for disease. One deep kiss can transfer a staggering number of microbes between two mouths. For most of human history, with no antibiotics, no idea germs existed, and frankly not much dentistry, that was a real risk, which adds a chilling layer to that 2015 finding. Remember how it was often the smaller, simpler societies that didn't kiss. In a world where a mouth could genuinely make you sick, not kissing might not have been a failure of romance. It might have been wisdom. The behavior we treat as the purest expression of love is also one of the riskier everyday things two people can do. Every kiss is a small act of trust against an invisible threat. We just stopped being able to see the threat. So now all we feel is the romance. So when did humans start kissing? The honest answer is we don't know, and we probably never will. The first kiss left no trace. It's invisible until someone writes it down. And by then it was already ancient, already ordinary, already spread across the world. But here's what we can say, and it's stranger than any date. The kiss is not a human universal. More than half the cultures we've ever documented lived full, loving, connected lives without it. The impulse underneath it may be older than our species. And the reasons we do it run far deeper than it feels nice. So think about what's actually happening the next time you lean in. You're running an inherited gesture older than language. You're sampling another person's chemistry through machinery you didn't install and can't switch off. You're performing a ritual that ancient scribes carved into clay, that whole cultures chose or refused, that has meant love and power and betrayal all across human history. Every layer of it, folded up into a few silent seconds you'll barely think about. That's 100,000 years of human experience handed to you every single time. So the next time it happens, and the world goes quiet for a second, let yourself feel how genuinely odd it is. You're not just kissing someone. You're doing one of the oldest, strangest, most human things there is, and almost nobody ever stops to notice. Well, except you now. And if you want more of these, you already know what those two lovebirds would tell you to do. Subscribe. See you in the next one.